Heyo, I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back again with another G.I. Joe action figure review. In this episode, we're taking a look at the GIJoeClub.com exclusive figure subscription service Wave 7, Figure 10. This is Crystal Ball. So this figure is based on the vintage release of the figure of the same name. It's really an awesome designed figure. Concept-wise, it's really cool. It definitely is a little bit far-fetched from the traditional G.I. Joe world. He's kind of supposed to be a hypnotist and uses his crazy shield to kind of hypnotize people. And anyways, it's a cool concept in my book. Some people are kind of torn on the either side. It kind of is one of those polarizing figures. But for me, I really dig this, and I'm really happy that they released him in the new modern version. The artwork, as you can see, is really pretty amazing. I always have loved the card art for this particular character. Very nice looking. We'll flip it over to the side here. We have the enlarged version of the character art and the actual file card itself, which we will zoom in here, and you can take a moment to read through that if you would like by hitting the pause button. And we'll move on from there. And this is figure 10 in the set from Wave 7. Go ahead and slice this thing open here and get to reviewing. I did have this figure from the vintage line, and it was one of those kind of oddball figures. You never quite fit in with a lot of the rest of the Cobra team. But I ended up using him a lot as just a generic bad guy kind of thing. And I really like the character itself, so let's zoom in here. He does have this crazy feature with his shield here, which we will get into in the review part here in a moment. But go ahead and pop that thing off his wrist, or try to. There we go. So it does have this cool lentacular feature there going on, but that's one accessory. We'll get the figure out of the package. Pretty cool. And then the only other thing in the box here is the figure stand. So kind of limited on things so far, but let's go ahead and dive into it. We do have the traditional 25th anniversary Cobra figure stand. Nice raised Cobra logo on the top, 2 foot pegs, code name on the front. So yeah, pretty basic, but still nice to have. Our other accessory here is the actual shield that he uses. So it's this, again, crazy lentacular hypnosis shield. It's pretty interesting. This actually came with the original vintage figure, and I never actually had much use for that shield, but it's a nice touch that they threw that into the package as well. So nice. It does have just this clip-on system on the back, so you just kind of clip it over top of his armband, and he's good to go. So, and then just theoretically pop it right back off, and yeah, so that's the main accessory he comes with. He also has a pistol on his left side. Pull that out. It's just a little revolver here. It's pretty much the same pistol that came with the Iron Grenadier version of Destro. They actually reuse part of his legs here for that. So the pistol itself is pretty nice for a small revolver. Some decent detail work there. So very nice. We also have a cool knife in his back sheath. So pull that out right there. It's kind of a basic knife here, but it's got a nice paint job on it. Just a metallic gray and then regular black. They did actually paint the very end of the actual knife itself. So that's kind of a nice little touch there. The paint's a little sloppy on this one, but still pretty nice. But that's pretty much the only accessories we get here. The pistol and the knife and the cool shield. Moving on to the figure itself, this guy is an interesting looking figure. And I don't really know where to start here. So the head sculpt by itself is very cool looking. You've got some really great details all the way around. Very nice. He's got the big red eyes going on. Nice grimace. The rest of the costume itself is pretty interesting. It's got some really nice, intricate details on the costume. Got the nice kind of wolf skin capey thing going on, and some really nice pouches. Some little doodads on his chest there. And some cool gauntlets with some nice gold accents. And just some overall decent details on the bottom side of the actual costume. Paint's a little sloppy here. You can see at the bottom of the boot where they just, it looks like they didn't really try too hard, just painted over top of that. And then you've got the black here at the bottom of that doesn't match up with the gray here. And a little excess paint on this side as well. Not too big of a deal. The back here looks really nice as well. He's got the nice sheath for his hidden dagger. The cool holster for the pistol there. So all in all, pretty interesting. The main thing that stands out to me is just the fact that his neck is really long. So his head looks very weird. Just the way it is. It's just, I guess the way that neck sculpt is, it's just very weird. So that's stands out a little bit too much to me. I'm sure you can go in there and kind of fix that yourself if you take some time to readjust some things. But out of the package, it definitely is a little off and just looks weird. Past that, though, we'll go ahead and move into articulation. The head does span 360 degrees, and you have plenty of up and down motion. Standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joint. Standard ball and swivel at the elbow joint. We have a swivel on this hand, on the left hand. The right hand is also just a swivel joint. So, yes, there you go. We have the standard chest twist feature that is there. It's a little bit hampered by his flak vest thing here. And I'm not really getting much ab crunch on this guy, or any at all, so I don't know if this one's just really tight or if they all kind of suffer from that. I'm not really sure, but really nice sculpt underneath though. Standard T-hook at the waist and hips. He's got a, unfortunately, single knee joints on both sides, and no twist or anything like that. He does have a standard swivel and rocker here at his ankle, so that's a bonus point there. But beyond that, slightly limited articulation here, but nothing that's really going to impede too awful much. We'll go ahead and gear this guy up. We can take and stick his pistol back in his holster. Take that nice dagger and stick in his back. And then we gear him up with his cool shield. And there you go. He is pretty much all geared up. I will point out here real quick that on his right hand, his gauntlets here, they actually, if you'll notice, they're slightly different here in that they left a lot of this unpainted. So that's specifically so that you can attach the shield to it and not rub off any of that gold paint. So that's a really nice little detail that they kind of paid attention to, so you're not going to end up hurting the figure by putting the actual accessory on there. So that's really cool. All in all, it is a really cool looking figure. It unfortunately does suffer from the neck issue, but if you can get past the neck issue, it's a really solid action figure. A really good job with the sculpting all the way around, and he just looks cool. So yeah, he's slightly different than most Cobra soldiers, but that's not a bad thing. I would actually say you probably will want to hunt this guy down. It's a really cool figure, and I almost highly recommend it, but because of the neck issues, That's the only thing keeping me from highly recommending it. But it's still pretty daggum close. So anyway, there you go. There's Crystal Ball. That's all the time we've got for today, so thanks for watching. Drop some comments down below to let the world know what you think of Crystal Ball. If there's anything you'd like to see done in future episodes, drop that down there as well. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, share it with the world. And until next time, Yo Joe!